Still, there must be more to getting along with people than just wearing a sweater and listening.
Shy Guy, the story of a Mario World character gone wrong.
So Alice Sowers is a doctor, an educational collaborator, and a University of Oklahoma?
Mom, Dad, I got accepted. I'm going to Alice Sowers.
In class, it's not so bad.
Nerd.
But when school's out and the others go off to enjoy themselves, well, if you're what they call a shy guy...
You're probably too busy dodging the Mario Brothers fireballs.
...being new in town. You don't know how to make people like you, and you find yourself holding a grudge against them.
You angrily scrawl their names into your manifesto.
Looking in. You might have something to contribute to their conversation, but nobody cares whether you do or not. There's a barrier, and you don't know how to begin breaking it down. You imagine they keep watching the way you look, the way you act.
You also imagine the street lamps and garbage cans can read your thoughts.
So you head for home. What else?
You leave on your own and you go home and you cry and you want to die?
Forget that you're alone, an outsider.
Hello, Phil. How's everything?
Did you find even one person that likes you yet?
Your record transmitter and microphone coming.
Oh, all right, I guess. I know it isn't either. I can't figure out where to connect in the oscillator.
Unlucky at love, unlucky at radio oscillators.
Where? It just doesn't fit in.
Why not store and get more information?
Yeah, why not store?
Right away.
Yeah.
Nothing's going in school.
Oh, okay, Dad.
Dad, do you think we could have a conversation that isn't scripted one day?
Well,
Son, talking to you is unbearable enough. Don't get greedy.
Radio. This oscillator will do its work well. But as you said, you still have to fit it in so it can work with all the other parts.
I know what you're driving at, Dad, but
Fucking Dad, I
I don't
know.
think I ever will fit in. Not here. I'm different from the guys in this town.
Well, as far as that goes, Phil, everybody's different.
But yeah, I guess you especially, weirdo.
You know, when we moved here this summer, I had quite a time making friends in a new office where everybody else knew each other.
What'd you do, Dad?
Well, that's beside the point, son. What works for one doesn't necessarily work for another.
I blew everyone in sales, but that may not work for you.
Clothes all the time.
Well, what makes you think they look at your clothes?
Oh, because the other fellas wear sweaters or just shirts. Not a regular suit like mine.
Oh, Christ, he's one of those. Probably has lunch in a briefcase,
Clothes
too.
alone won't... Phil, what about the other fellows?
Did they say anything about me?
What do they like?
Gosh, Dad, I don't know. I never noticed. Only I know it's not radios.
I asked them once and they tossed a capacitor at my head.
Notice what the others are interested in. Why not try to find out?
How, Dad?
Well, you might try watching, listening. Pick out the most popular boys and girls in school and keep an eye on them.
Stalk them. Get some binoculars with infrared.
Try to figure out why people like them. Not that you'll ever be just like any of them, but you might learn something. Well, see you at dinner.
And don't bother me until then. My friends are coming over and I don't want them to know I have such a freak for a son.
Now, there's an idea. Maybe a good idea. Worth a try, anyway. And tomorrow's not too soon to start.
Okay, so it took 2 years, but I finally sucked it up and wore a sweater.
School and keep an eye on them. Who are they now? Some of them are right here in this class. Andy McIntyre, for instance.
People love his ability to make one jacket from two.
Chick Gallagher rates high in...
Ugly Christmas Sweater Club president. Ugly Christmas Sweater Club vice president.
Is the town they're from known for its Reindeer sweater factory?
And Jack Gilbert. What's he got that makes people like him so much?
Ethnic ambiguity?
Andy's got something to say and Jack's listening.
Hey, I think that creepy radio kid is staring at us.
Who does he think he is wearing a sweater all of a sudden?
People are
I
talking.
heard he's got a thing for secret witches.
That's why he hits it off so well with everybody. Anyhow, Andy thinks he's a great guy. No, that's too easy. Just listening. But what's this? Sounds like Jane's caught on to the same thing. She's listening.
I know, his sweater doesn't even have a reindeer on it.
And liking it. That makes her kingpin with Helen.
Let's get out of here. Crispin Glover is eavesdropping.
Business of being a good listener. But still, there must be more to getting along with people than just wearing a sweater and listening.
If having a sweet rump is part of it, he'll have no problem.
Do they make these lockers out of leather?
What's the matter, Bob? Handle stuck?
Yeah.
I don't know why I super glued it shut earlier.
To some of these.
There.
Gee, thanks a lot, Chick.
Now, why didn't you think of that? Chick's always doing things for people. And it pays off in friends.
That is the only reason you should do nice things. The payoff.
Wish I could find some good outside reading material.
I found a swell book that covers everything Miss Carson wants us to know.
It's about the true path to salvation. Hey, you should stop by our complex and I'll give you a copy.
You can get it at the library.
I'm sure glad you told me about it. I'll get it this afternoon. Thanks a lot, Bob.
It's okay, Chick.
Radio lover.
You dope. You knew about that book. You could have been the guy that helped a guy.
Instead of the guy who never talks to a guy.
There it is again. Even when you bump into people, they hardly know you're alive.
It's true. Every time this guy bumps into people, they hardly know. Oh, it just says enough pills to end it all. Okay, then.
You're alone, bud. Alone in the crowd. But keep looking around. Try to find out what the score is. Look at Jack and Beezy over there. Girls seem to like them. Why? What's the angle?
Girls like guys with dumb names. That's it.
Kind of polite. At least they seat the girls and give their orders to the waiter. They aren't loud like some of the guys.
Like that really popular boy, Screamin' John Stevens.
Shake them all, double choke them all. Okay, I got it.
Whoa!
Watch it.
I'm just helping out during rush hour, Bob.
Gee, thanks a lot, Chick. That's swelly.
Okay, Bob.
Cut to Bob in his room later thinking of more ways to get Chick to notice him.
I can't quite decide. Why don't you wear that blue white striped dress with those jeans? I love the way it's made.
Hey, don't tell me you two are still talking clothes. Was this a plot to squelch all males present?
Yes.
Don't you know it's illegal in this town to talk about any clothes other than reindeer sweaters?
I don't use all that lotion for one jerk off.
Is he talking to the box of tissues behind me? How are they able to communicate between that canyon-sized gap?
Phil, sit down. Make yourself at home.
Plant that sweet round rump on this bench.
Hello, everybody. Okay.
We men need some support to run down this girlie's chatter.
Well, I don't know much about that, but I do know how to use a voltage-dropping resistor to reduce the line voltage for the series filament string.
We were just leaving for that table over there, but you stay right here.
I haven't got a date yet.
Well, grab yourself a girl and come along. It's not going to be a real party. Just a class getting together for some fun.
I'd like to, Chick. Yeah, I sure would.
I like the other Darren better. Well, how about that? My first malt shop boner. Gee whiz.
Ugh.
Whoa, he blacked out.
Yeah, sure would be something to take Mary Lou to the mixer.
But I know Calvin Klein already asked her. Hi, son. Time for my daily mandatory interaction with you.
Oh, I haven't quite got it working yet. But, you know that other business we were talking about? Well, I've been following your advice.
How about it? Find out anything?
Yeah, I found out how to get kids to call you a creepy stalker.
Yeah, it looks like people who get along best with other people are, well, the people who think about the other guy.
The people who need people, why, they're the luckiest people in the world.
And watching for ways to do things for them. Being polite toward them.
Dad, why did we ever land on this planet and try to learn their ways?
People that you don't have much time to.
Well, perhaps that's right. Maybe the best way to find out is to try it next chance you get.
You know, Dad, there's a mixer Friday night.
I was thinking maybe if you wanted to go with me. Am I doing this right?
In the drugstore the other day, Chick said I ought to come.
So I did, right there in the drugstore.
Well, Dad, there is a girl I'd like to take. Mary Lou Wright. But I'm not sure she'd go with me. Never even talked to her. I'd probably fall all over myself. Besides, she's popular. She's probably got a date.
Stop Jake Gyllenhaaling, son.
To ask a girl. Why don't you just go stag? You needn't worry about doing anything wrong, Phil. You act all right. Just do and say whatever seems most natural.
You know, the complete opposite of how I act.
It will be easier after I've had a chance to talk to her at the mixer.
Starting to think his real dad died a while ago and his love for technology stemmed from his desire to rebuild this robot dad. Oh yeah.
Ugh. Even the kids in the 50s thought this was lame. Go in.
No, don't. You win.
Well, this is it. Sink or swim.
This won't go well. He didn't wear a reindeer sweater, and he borrowed his suit from David Byrne.
Beezy Barnes. What now?
Hey, you came alone too, huh? You haven't seen Chick anywhere, have you? Am I standing too close?
So kids in the 50s sing standards and eat apples? No wonder they were greasers.
They're breaking up the piano gang.
What? They're breaking the piano gang?
Look at Beezy. Listening first to one boy, then another.
Yeah, look at Beezy.
It's funny the way people flock around a good listener. But what's this? They're talking about radios.
No they're not.
Your alley. They're asking Beezy about Penny's stock. You know the answer to that one. You could tell him.
So he didn't go to the party after all, because this is clearly a hallucination he got from varnishing an old wood radio cabinet.
Beezy's still stuck. He really needs help.
But I'm a sociopath that strongly opposes helping people. What to do?
An offer of help. That's welcome anywhere. It's not hard to fit yourself into a conversation.
Awkward, maybe. Or unwelcomed, but not hard.
Connection with the record player. They're interested in that record player. They are interested in that shy guy. They know he's alive now. And, strangely enough, he's just discovered that they're alive.
Oh, I'm still alive.
Of course they'd like to see the record player. Of course they'll come over. Tomorrow afternoon.
It's a big trick. Don't do it.
Have to do a little more soldering and connect the oscillator into the amplifier and everything will fit in.
Oh, Phil, could you have it ready by next week and bring it over to my house?
And then leave?
I guess so.
Some of the gang's coming over Thursday night, and we could have a lot of fun with it. You will come, won't you?
Shy guy is on his way. Not that his worries are over. He'll still have his moments of doubt, of hesitation, of fear that he might do something wrong.
And those will all come to fruition when he soils himself at the next social gathering.
Really different. And while he's discovered only a few of many ways to overcome shyness, he's discovered that it can be done.
You must conform.
And that's the main thing.
I thought this video was all about working hard to build radios.
I thought it was about getting people to like you by offering them free stuff. And then he shot himself. Boop.